Chapter 4. Safety of Anti-Inflammatory Diet. Welcome to our channel. Food as Medicine. You are what you eat. An anti-inflammatory diet emphasizes the intake of nutrient-dense, whole, and unprocessed foods to promote general health. However, it is not a typical diet but rather a long-term eating pattern to promote and sustain health. However, weight loss may not be the sole purpose of following an anti-inflammatory diet, but some people may lose weight while following this plan. The anti-inflammatory diet is customized to reduce chronic inflammation in the body, and this eating pattern promotes the intake of fruits, vitamins, minerals, fiber, essential fatty acids, and phytonutrients. Some anti-inflammatory diets are based on the Mediterranean diet, and some crucial inclusions like green and black teas can produce several antioxidant and anti-inflammatory effects. In 2021, U.S. News & World Report Best Diets ranked the anti-inflammatory diet as number 14 overall best, with a general score of 3.4, 5.2. According to experts, an anti-inflammatory diet is well-balanced. It emphasizes vegetables, fruit, spices, healthy fats, nuts, and spices while restricting processed meats, processed oils, added sugars, and refined grains. Several versions of an anti-inflammatory diet exist, but the eating pattern is often the same, emphasizing the high intake of fish, vegetables, seeds, fruits, nuts, and healthy oils. The anti-inflammatory diet is medically safe for many people and urges its adherents to avoid inflammatory foods, such as processed foods, added sugar, vegetable oils, saturated and trans fats, and high fructose corn syrup. Food items like white and wheat flour are entirely restricted or eliminated, while caffeine, red wine, and dark chocolate can be taken in moderation. The anti-inflammatory diet is designed based on a sound and straightforward position that chronic inflammation contributes to chronic diseases. Thus, reducing inflammation in the body can prevent the occurrence of these diseases and improve general health. The anti-inflammatory diet is not designed to lose weight, though people may still lose weight using this eating plan. The anti-inflammatory diet doesn't have a specific eating routine. Still, it recommends people to eat 4 to 6 times a day and also include carbohydrates, protein, and healthy fat in every meal or snack. The most ordinary way to follow the anti-inflammatory diet is by focusing on eating whole, unprocessed and natural foods and avoid processed foods and foods high in added sugar, sodium, trans and saturated fat. Dr. Andrew Weil recommends this ratio for tracking macronutrients when following the anti-inflammatory diet: protein, 20 to 30% of calories, carbohydrates, 40 to 50% of calories, and fat, 30% of calories. Dr. Andrew Weil's anti-inflammatory food pyramid is also a helpful resource for determining the calories allowed for each food a person should eat. Generally, an anti-inflammatory diet is healthy, balanced, and rich in nutrients. Again, many people following the anti-inflammatory diet may not need to adjust this eating pattern unless they are allergic to any foods. Suppose a person is sensitive or allergic to gluten or has celiac disease. In that case, they may have to restrict any gluten-containing grains such as wheat, barley, and rye, which is already restricted on this diet. However, various gluten-free grains, such as quinoa and brown rice, are safe for consumption. If you are enjoying this video, please subscribe to our channel. Subscription is totally free by pressing the subscribe button. Also, hit the notifications bell so that you will always be notified of new content on our channels. A person may also have to increase legumes, beans, and starchy vegetables like potatoes rather than grains to help acquire sufficient fiber and carbohydrates. The anti-inflammatory diet equally emphasizes the intake of healthy sources of fat and protein, such as seafood, soybeans, nuts, and seeds, all of which can be common allergens. Therefore, if a person is allergic to a particular food, they can eat more of another food. Those following this diet can experiment with foods that are not restricted in the eating plan until they can find a balanced ratio that is suitable for them. Dairy products are not really emphasized on the anti-inflammatory diet. Thus, people who have a dairy allergy may still follow the diet while restricting dairy products. Furthermore, anti-inflammatory diets may benefit people with digestive complications, arthritis, heart diseases, stroke, various allergies, and other health conditions linked with chronic inflammation. To be safe while following the anti-inflammatory diet, below are some of the food to eat: vegetables, beans, whole foods, legumes, seafood, fruit, especially berries, whole soy food, tempeh, edamame, tofu, soy milk, nuts and seeds, avocados, and other healthy fats, extra virgin olive oil, skinless poultry and lean meats, pasture-bred eggs, herbs, spices, and herbal teas, red wine and dark chocolate, which should be taken in moderation. Some foods to avoid include red meat, high fructose corn syrup, refined sugar, added sugar, processed foods, and packaged snacks. Corn oil, margarine, safflower and sunflower oil, vegetable shortening, lard, excessively mixed vegetable oils, and any foods made with excess wheat or white flour. Fruits and vegetables are an integral part of a healthy diet. Fruit is an essential source of vitamins and phytonutrients. Thus, a person should aim for 3 to 4 servings of fruit per day. Leafy greens and other vegetables are also recommended on the anti-inflammatory diet, and Dr. Andrew Weil recommends 4 to 5 servings per day. Whole grains and legumes are rich sources of fiber and various vitamins. Thus, a person should eat grains at least 3 times daily and eat beans or legumes at least once a day, since they provide protein, fiber, and vitamins to the body. Healthy fats, such as olive oil, nuts, avocados, and seeds, are very rich in omega-3s, several vitamins, and phytonutrients, which may help in reducing inflammation. Thus, a person should eat 5 to 7 servings of healthy fats per day. Animal protein and dairy products may also be included once or twice a week in meals. Fish and seafood are rich sources of protein and omega-3 fatty acids. Even whole soy foods like soy milk and tofu are nutrient-dense and plant-based proteins. Generally, the anti-inflammatory diet is safe and fosters a healthy eating pattern that provides adequate fiber, micronutrients, antioxidants, and micronutrients. Though the anti-inflammatory diet is balanced, nutritious, and developed by a physician, it has several drawbacks. Pros and cons of anti-inflammatory diet. Pros. It is not restrictive. The anti-inflammatory diet is easy to follow, and there are no strict dietary rules or need for counting calories. The diet is flexible and allows people to adjust to suit their needs using the anti-inflammatory food pyramid. With this diet, drinking alcohol and eating out are also permitted when it is in moderation. Additionally, the anti-inflammatory diet is so popular that thousands of recipes already exist, which adds a flair of delicacy to meal plans and preparation. 2. It promotes clean and healthy eating. Anti-inflammatory foods promote essential nutrients, vitamins, and minerals. Generally, this diet offers sufficient proteins, fats, and carbohydrates and permits unprocessed food, dark leafy greens, cruciferous vegetables, and fruits like berries, oranges, and tomatoes. 3. It reduces inflammation. The foods included in an anti-inflammatory diet can minimize chronic inflammation and lower the risk of other diseases or health conditions. The recommended food groups in an anti-inflammatory diet contain helpful substances like resveratrol and antioxidants, which help to minimize or prevent inflammation. Cons. It is expensive. The anti-inflammatory diet is quite expensive due to its emphasis on eating unprocessed, whole, and quality food. The cost of higher quality food, such as organic, grass-fed, or free-range, may be exorbitant for most people to follow the diet for a long time. 2. It may contain allergens. The anti-inflammatory diet includes many common allergens, such as soy, fish, nuts, grains, seeds, and shellfish. Therefore, some people with food sensitivities or allergies may find it challenging to follow or sustain the anti-inflammatory diet, especially when sensitive to more than just a single food group in the diet. 3. Nutrient deficiencies. Though there are no risks associated with an anti-inflammatory diet, various dietary recommendations like limiting consumption of dairy products may contribute to vitamin D and calcium deficiencies. According to the United States Dietary Allowance, The recommended daily allowance, RDA, for adults below the age of 50 is 1,000 milligrams of calcium, and 600 IUs of vitamin D. However, if a person is not certain about the amount of dairy to consume, to meet their recommended daily allowance, the USDA recommends 3 cups of dairy a day for a 2,000-calorie diet. IV. It has no formal guidelines. Though one of the highlights of this diet is its flexibility, the lack of formal guidelines on the number of foods to eat may make it challenging for many people. V. What doctors are saying about the diet. Refined carbohydrates, red meat, added sugars, fried foods, processed meat, and carbonated drinks are some of the foods that cause inflammation. Anti-inflammatory foods include broccoli, raspberries, garlic, blackberries, fatty fish, spinach, ginger, kale, cherries, nuts, beans, olive oil, and turmeric. There are various pieces of evidence from studies that suggest that leafy greens that are rich in vitamin K possess a protective effect against chronic inflammation and various chronic age-related conditions, including osteoarthritis and cardiovascular disease. Still, more research is necessary to explore the effect of vitamin K on chronic inflammation. To lower levels of inflammation, a healthy diet is recommended, and when patients seek an eating plan, that is a viable representation of anti-inflammatory eating. The Mediterranean diet, which emphasizes fruits, vegetables, whole grains, fish, nuts, and healthy oils, is recommended. However, how strictly a patient chooses to follow an anti-inflammatory diet might depend on their level of inflammation, the pain experienced, and the frequency of occurrence. According to medical experts, people with chronic conditions who tend to be in constant pain should consider avoiding all simple carbohydrates, such as sugar, flour, dairy, and red meat. According to an article from Johns Hopkins Health Review, a soon-to-be-concluded research discovered that inflammation might also contribute to cancer. This is because inflammatory cells tend to produce free radicals that damage genetic material, such as DNA, which contributes to mutations that cause the cells to grow and divide persistently. When this happens, more immune cells trigger inflammation that gives rise to the growth of tumors. The anti-inflammatory diet supports several methods of reducing inflammation and pain management practices. It also supports other lifestyle adjustments that lower inflammation, such as stress management, osteopathic manipulative treatment, exercise, yoga, and acupuncture. So, eat right. Eat wisely. And be happy. Here ends this video on dieting and weight loss. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out our other videos in this series. Food is medicine. Remember to subscribe to this channel. Goodbye. See you again soon.